Your first lesson, Prissy, is on how to present a neat appearance as you walk to school, said Janet. She took him by the arm and marched him to the front door. You are to walk down to the girls' school, go up to the front door, and try to get in. Of course, it's Saturday and it will be locked. So just turn around and walk back here. It's only about a quarter of a mile each way. You should be back in 10 to 15 minutes, she said with a smile. But it's Saturday. No girl wears a school uniform on Saturday, cried Prissy. He immediately bit his tongue as Janet retorted, well, this girl does, and that outburst is worth a punishment in itself, you little sissy. For that, you can make 2 trips, the second to the boys' school. Prissy wanted to shout and scream objections, but quickly realized it would only make things worse. In short order, Janet opened the door, and Prissy was on his way down the walk and up the sidewalk. The 4 girls followed at a distance behind him, trying to conceal their giggles and glee at the sight of the feminized boy swishing down the street, skirts swaying from side to side, as if his life depended on it. Prissy reached the girls' school without incident, although he was certain the occupants in every car that passed him were scrutinizing his out-of-place school clothing. The boys' school was in the opposite direction from Janet's house than the girls' school, so he dutifully retraced his steps, past the house, and on towards the grounds of his OWN school. As he approached the building, he nearly stopped dead in his tracks upon viewing a group of boys playing catch on the front lawn of the school. He turned and looked at Janet and the others, pleading with his eyes to be allowed to go no further. Janet's smile told him otherwise. He quickly imagined Janet forcing him to go up and talk to the boys, and decided he had no choice. With his chin buried in his chest, he swished on up the walk and tried the door as required. He turned and speeded up his walk down the steps, hoping to get off the grounds without attracting any attention. But the boy nearest to him noticed this odd sight, and turned to stare, just as one of the others threw the ball. It flew past its intended target, and rolled on the grass, stopping at Prissy's feet. The ball startled him, and he stopped for a moment. As he started back down the walk, the boy yelled out, "Hey sister." Prissy looked up as if to say, "Do you mean me? Throw me the ball, will ya?" Janet and the others were standing at the corner, eating it all up. Prissy looked dumbly at the ball, and then comprehended that he'd better throw it back or the guy would come over, and he could attract even more attention. The ball players were a good distance from Prissy, and although Perry could easily throw that far, it would give him away as well. So he took the ball and threw it limply from the shoulder, with his weight on the front foot, trying his best to toss the ball like a girl. Worse yet, the unaccustomed motion caused Prissy's skirt to fly up in the rear as his body twisted in the throw, exposing the white ruffles on his panties to the boys. The dying quail flew only halfway to the boy in the yard, who ran up to grab it, while Prissy hurried on back down the sidewalk. "Nice panties you got there, sweetheart," yelled one of the boys, as Prissy charged ahead, his face beet red, and not daring to look back. Prissy returned as fast as possible to Janet's. But the girls took their time, and he was forced to stand on the front steps and wait for them. Much to his relief, they finally arrived and let him back into the relative safety of the house. While Prissy stood there before them, holding his books like a schoolgirl, the girls had a big laugh at the entire episode, and especially at his girlish efforts to throw the ball that ended in revealing his panties to the boys.